Okay, so right now I am actually talking with my friend Dave. Yeah, talking to my friend Dave right now. I was asking him how was work. He said, my friend Dave said, yeah, it was pretty busy. It was good. I'm just glad I'm home. How's yours? I'm not home yet. Um, at college. Arts. Yeah, I create videos. Yeah, I create videos. Have been for a while since I was since I was 13. Since I was 13. Yes. Videos, that's interesting. What kind of you make? Are you just short films or something? Everything I think everything I think I have to share. Everything I think I have to share with my friends. Yep, that's a great way of expressing yourself and connect with your friends. If you're creating awesome stuff about you and sharing it with people you care about, keep it up. Thanks, Dave. You're welcome. Remember, I'm your moral support, so do not hesitate to reach out and support you. Okay? Thanks. Yep. So now, yeah, me and Dave are good now. Me and my friend Dave are good now. I just was making sure that me and him were on the same page. Okay, so what is going on with our friends' comic book resources? Or I had a better idea. Instead of going to comic book resources, let's go to comicbook.com. Okay. Let's see. So now Simpsons has killed off another character after 30 plus years, and for a second time. And again, which character is that? Um, it's a character by the name of Alice. Simpsons has killed off Alice after 34 years. Yeah, her first introduction was all the way back in season 2. And yeah, she is incredibly old, considering that she was all the way back in the second season of The Simpsons. They killed her off again. Okay, top 5 '90s X Men stories that every fan has to read, in no particular order. Uncanny X Men Volume 1, numbers 346 to 350. Again, this basically follows the evolution of Gambit. And boy oh howdy, it is some good shit. Next on the list, Uncanny X Men Volume 1, number 303. This basically is a real tearjerker that tells you about what happened after what was happening with Jubilee. Um, Next on the list, X Men Volume 2, number 77 to 78. This one was during the Chris Claremont X Men, some of the best X Men to ever have in your collection, because it is the best X Men in your collection. The next on the list is Uncanny X Men Volume 1, number 360, and X Men Volume 2, number 80. These also include this idea called the two-part story, The Children of the Atom. It's also a very excellent read that I actually highly recommend. It also sets down the path for the hunt for Xavier, which is a very, very awesome story from the classic heroes of the X Men. Next on the list is Uncanny X Men Volume 1, number 328 to 330. This was also done by a guy named Scott Lobdell and Joe Madulia. Perfect 3 issue cycle of stories where Sabretooth was a prisoner for the X Men for a time. and then he had to claw his way from Wolverine, trying to fly himself out of the mansion and pretending he was lobotomized, trying to go off the side where he can escape and be petrified and uncovered. But the next book finds the truth about Sabretooth, and basically he got screwed. Yes, so those are all the best X-Men stories of the 90s that apparently fans want you to have or read at least once in your life. Now, the second Hogwarts Legacy game now says they need to have more Harry Potter magic. Well, considering that we're going to have a TV show on HBO very shortly, the next thing they're going to do is make a second video game. And they're trying to keep the magical aspect around. Just like in the TV show they're making next year, it's going to basically be more focused towards the book. Because apparently the movies with Daniel Radcliffe did not really go all the way toward the books. Which I still think is a bunch of baloney, but that's just my opinion. Star Wars has officially confirmed Emperor Palpatine did not even try to hide from being a Sith from the Jedi, because he was, revealed to be the famous Sith Lord we know from 2005 Revenge of the Sith, which is easily the most overrated movie that's ever been of Star Wars, with good reason too. All right. The new Predator movie that's in theaters right now, the new Predator movie is now breaking a trend that happened 38 years ago. And they say now there's another Alien movie in production. A former James Bond actor now says he'll return to the new franchise, but not as James Bond. And this is basically because Amazon and MGM basically bought the property of James Bond franchise just a few years ago, which is interesting considering the possibility of a franchise that's normally made for 50-year-olds and 60-year-olds who, I don't know, your parents, are now having this new idea. It's like, oh, Amazon and MGM. It's like, oh, when they merged, and now they bought James Bond. Well, like a couple years ago they did, and now they're trying to figure out the big question. The last time we had a James Bond film was all the way back in 2021. It's been 7 different generations that has been around. But again, that just goes to show you why Pierce Brosnan is so excited about returning to the James Bond franchise, despite the fact he's not going to be James Bond again. They were going to make a Jurassic World 5 movie, but now because Jurassic World 4 was so bad, now they don't know if they're going to make it anymore. All right. The new cancellations of Nickelodeon is the Ninja Turtles and Dora the Explorer, mostly because the animation was absolute garbage. And so because the animation was absolute garbage, they canceled the Ninja Turtles and Dora the Explorer. Hard to believe, right? Because one of them is Spanish and the other one is just a popular 80s franchise that got destroyed into the abomination we know today. So, okay, so what else is going on in the universe tonight? Well, that is an excellent question, my friends. Well, let's look at some football scores, shall we? So right now, the Los Angeles Rams had beat Seattle yesterday 21-19. All right, and then Arizona actually beat Arizona. No, they didn't beat. They lost. No, Arizona had lost. Correction. Arizona had lost to the 49ers yesterday. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Arizona lost by like 12 points. Or no, correction. This is the second screw up I made so far in this video. But yes, the Arizona had lost by like 20 something points to the 49ers yesterday. It was nuts. The 49ers actually made it through, which is surprising because right now people say, "Oh, Brock Purdy's the shit. Brock Purdy's the shit." No, he's not. He's just, just a pretty face. At least lots of folks say it's like, "Oh, he's the most overrated thing that 49ers has ever had since Jimmy Garoppolo." Well, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. But again, what is going on with what is going on with what is going on with the Portland Trailblazers? Well, they're supposed to have a game tomorrow against the Phoenix Suns. And last time I checked, Phoenix is doing really terribly this year so far. And that's a little bit of an understatement because they are terrible. The Suns are terrible as a basketball team. So if you know anybody who follows the Suns, yeah, they're not having a good year at all. In fact, their year is not going as well as you think that it is. In fact, Oklahoma and Denver are having much better seasons, while meanwhile Phoenix tries to slip down and down and down and down until they can't figure out who they are anymore. So again, it's not because they're underrated; it's because of the fact that they stink. Well, they didn't always used to stink. It's just rather recently, Phoenix now sucks. Yeah, they suck. And despite the fact it's like, oh yeah, well, the Cardinals, again, even though it's like, oh yeah, the Cardinals, like, okay, yeah, they're bad. Oh yeah, okay, the Suns, yeah, they're bad. Um, the Diamondbacks, yeah, they were eliminated like very, very early in the baseball playoffs. So um, if that doesn't scream out anything towards you, then I don't know what else to say. Because Arizona is a state that has very, very, very poorly organized pro sports. And it didn't always used to be that way. It was just rather recently in the last 10 years that Arizona just is not what you think it is no more. So, yes, that's the thing. So, I don't know. Beyond that, the fact I screwed up on telling you the score on what the score between the Niners and the Cardinals is, it's like, oh, yeah, well, is anybody going to watch this live show? I don't know. Beats me. Again, I'm just doing what I do. And now, apparently, people said, oh, well, that doesn't surprise me one bit at all. But then it's like, well, if Arizona is that bad at all their pro sports, well, I could have told you that for free. Oh, yeah, I just did. Uh-oh. Yeah. But again, I'm just trying to figure out why the hell you used to be a good state for pro sports until then it's like you slipped off the radar. It's like you're going off the radar more than Britney Spears is going about the radar. It's like, I don't know, man. I don't know. Do I look like I know the answers to everything that's happened out here since I've lived here for 10 and a half months? I don't know. That is a question that you are going to have to solve for yourself. Or if you still don't know, go hire Mystery Incorporated. They'll probably help you solve your mystery. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just whatever. But let me check my school email one more time tonight just to ensure that I don't have any crazy things happening. Oh, what in the hell is happening? Okay, so so I was asking the bookstore today on email if it's okay to use Lobo Cash on the book fair? And she said, yes, you can, but make sure you check your balance first to know how much you have. Best of luck, your friend Colleen. Okay, cool. And then the New Mexico Art Museum has now says there is a new collection, or they're featuring a new collection. Um, that's good because I've been looking at the same collection this whole entire year, and I'm hoping that they can rotate that collection, so it's not like it's the same damn collection all the time. So that's good. And then one of my friends, Hannah, has says yes. There will be again, workshops in the student union building. Um, oh crap, that shit was tonight. That's a bummer. But who cares? I was busy with some other crap. So again, it's no big deal. Kind of what happens when you post it out to me in the last minute. But again, do I look like I give a crap? No, I don't. So again, some priorities prioritize before others. That's what my old dad used to teach me. Some priorities take over precedence of others. And oh boy, oh howdy they do. So, again, remember, my friends, in order to get somewhere in life, you have to listen to yourself and trust yourself and build self esteem and self care. In order to actually succeed, you need to do that. And if you don't, then you've already lost yourself. You don't want to end up being like Stan as he's driving off the bridge when he was about to give a package to Eminem. And then there's pouring down rain and you're drowning underneath the river of Detroit. Nope, you don't want that. So again, and oh yeah, reminder guys, um, we are coming around the holidays. So if you know somebody who has had thoughts of suicide, remember they're called the Suicide Prevention Hotline. Because if you don't want to act before it's too late. And if there's one thing I do have to remind you, I've lost a bunch of friends from high school and college from that sort of stuff. So remember, if you know somebody who had some suicidal thoughts, call the hotline and they will make sure that you are going to get the help you need for your friend. Okay? So until next time, see you next time.